Well, hello everyone. Welcome to or welcome back to Timsy Naked Tarot if you are a regular viewer. We've been doing the Twin Flame Soul Cycle reads over the past couple of weeks, and we're now doing the outliers, so to speak. The outliers being the small majority, which isn't quite right. You might be reading or watching some of these reads thinking, well, that sounds a little bit like me when I'm doing a read on the Divine Masculine. Now, this could be because you're an awoken Divine Masculine and your runner is another Divine Masculine. This could be because your Divine Runner or your Twin Flame Runner is a Divine Feminine and you're a Divine Feminine. Or this could be because perhaps you're a Divine Masculine but awoken because you're sitting here watching the tarot reads, and your runner is a, let's say, sleeping Divine Feminine, not clued up on the whole spiritual side of things, but is still running on a Divine Feminine energy. So we're going to do Divine Feminines and Divine Feminines today. So you're the Divine Feminine, yeah, and they're a Divine Feminine. Now, both awoken, both probably sitting there watching tarot reads. Hell, you might both be watching this exact tarot read. But let's just do the energies of how your runner, because you're thinking you're the one who's not running and they're the ones who are running. It could possibly be that you're both running from this, but let's have a look. Is thinking about you. No main card from the All Signs Overview, no star sign linked with this one. This is just literally you and your person. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords, pain. Your person is feeling pain for some reason. Okay, this could be linked to the cycle. This could be something unlinked to the cycle. Perhaps they have had a recent loss in the family. Perhaps they have broken a arm or a leg, or been in a car accident, or just got a general illness at the moment. They're suffering some form of pain. This pain they're feeling is kind of making them think of you, because that's what this read is all about, how they're thinking and feeling about you more than anything else. We also have the High Priestess. Now, linking that with that Three of Swords, the pain is coming from the secret. Okay, they secretly love you. You secretly love them. You might be public about it. They might not be. They might be public about it. You might not be. Okay, and all because they are public about it doesn't necessarily mean you're knowing about it. Okay, if you're not quite in the same circles and things like that, then, well, perhaps, yeah, they're saying, oh yeah, I love the tarot team, but you're not hearing it. Okay, so or it could be any form of kind of secret. Perhaps they're keeping some other secret which is causing them pain, and they're thinking, well, if I was at the tarot team, I wouldn't have to keep this secret, would I? Okay, so just there is how they are thinking about you at the moment. They're feeling the loss of you, kind of making that Three of Swords seem more relevant now, isn't it? Just here is how they are feeling about you. They're feeling that they want to bring you love. They're feeling they should take action on the love they have for you. Just there is going to be how, or not how, what actions they are thinking about taking. They're thinking about starting something, okay, with you. They're wanting to, I don't know, come back in. This is an action card. This could be they're trying to, in their soul, they're trying to build something with you, begin something with you, start something with you. It's an Ace of Pentacles. It's slow, though. It might not happen this week. It might not happen next week. But somewhere down the line, their thinking towards you is, or their feelings towards you is, I want to take action on this. The thinking of missing you is, I want to build something with this. What's possibly blocking the situation is them. Okay, that is a card of self-sabotage. So they're blocking the situation. There's something they're doing, and we're probably seeing the clarifiers what it is they're doing, which is actually stopping this from coming together. Bottom of the deck, we'll keep it down for now, so we'll have a nice little surprise at the end and to see what your potential outcome from this is. So, Five of Cups. Let's have a little look-see at that in a little bit more detail, shall we? Yes, they're feeling the loss. The Five of Cups is all about loss and sorrow. 3 cups over, not feeling it anymore, not feeling the love for something anymore, not feeling the passion for something anymore. This is thinking about you. Perhaps they're not feeling the energetic bond as much as they used to. Think of it as a drug. When you first start taking drugs of any description, it works really well. The more you start taking them, the less they work, because your body gets used to them. And that is exactly the same as the twin flame connection. When you first split up, that energy going down, that energetic bond was strong. And it's still just as strong now as it was then, but they've got used to it. Okay? Or, I say think about drugs. Think about if you've got a bad back, or a sore hip, or a dodgy knee. When it first happened, when it first started playing up, it used to really hurt. But now you're used to it. You get on with it. You do certain things in certain ways to ease the pain. So, that 3 of Swords again, ease the pain. We've got the 2 of Swords and the Magician. It's interesting to see the Magician still coming out at this point. Okay, the Magician has been coming out on how they're thinking about you quite a lot within these twin flame reads. Obviously, there will be a link in the description for the all signs overview, just in case you haven't watched any of them yet. Go and watch the star sign of your person. Go and watch your star sign. And it could, as I said, you might be the divine masculine. Your star sign might be the one you need to be watching. But the Magician here is sort of saying everything's ready. Everything's good to go. I have all the aces on the table. As the tarot goes, it's the first person the Fool goes to when he embarks on his journey. The Fool wakes up one day and thinks, right, I'm going to go and travel the world. What do I need? So they go and see the Magician. Now, the Magician used to be called the Cobbler in older decks, bygone times. And like some decks, it still is called the Cobbler. The Cobbler makes shoes, repairs shoes. What are you going to need if you're going on a journey? Shoes. Okay, that's why they go to the Magician. That's why they go to the Cobbler. The Cobbler has everything, okay, what needed to start the journey. Because not only did the Cobbler used to make shoes, well, they had little offcuts of leather and stuff left over. So, well, I'll make a belt out of that little strip of leather. I'll make a little satchel pocket to put on a satchel, okay, and so on. The 2 of Swords is a card of reconciliation. The loss they're feeling of you, or the dullness of the energy going down into them through the energetic bonds you two have, is making them feel like, well, it's now or never. If I want to make up with this, if I want to get back with the tarot team, if I want to make something work, I have to make the choice now. Okay, because they might not know that the reason the energy doesn't feel the same, the reason the energy feels less, is just because they've got used to it. They might be thinking, well, you're getting further away, you're not loving them as much as you used to, etc., etc. And so, and this isn't just your divine feminine runner, this is the divine feminines in general. Okay, they're feeling that maybe they have to go and reconcile this. Maybe I can get some magic out of all this after all. Okay, let's see what's crossing it. Anxiety is crossing it. The anxiety of it not happening. The anxiety of, am I actually in a twin flame situation? The anxiety of, am I the divine masculine or am I the divine feminine? Only you deep down really know that. Even if you're not the divine feminine and you're an awoken divine masculine, you're running on the same sort of levels. Okay, you're running on the same sort of frequency, but slightly different. You're a little bit more commanding, you're a little bit more domineering with your frequency than a true divine feminine is. So the anxiety of the whole situation is making you, making your divine feminine runner think it's time to reconcile. It's time to put this right. It's a difficult choice for me to make, but it's time to do it. It's time. This card here is it's time to start. It's time to do something. How they're feeling about you. The Knight of Cups, they want to bring you their love. They want to take action on the love they have for you. This is how they feel in their soul for you. The Knight of Swords and the Justice card coming out for these. So we have got the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is all about, again, taking action. It's a knight, but it's coming in with the truth. The Two of Swords. One of those swords is your truth in the situation. One of those swords is their truth in the situation. Somewhere in the middle of those two truths is the actual real truth of what happened. Okay? And just think about it. Maybe your divine runner said, I think we need some time to be apart. Yeah? Maybe you're the older, more wiser person from the connection, and you're thinking, well, I've heard that before. That means you want to go and see other people, sleep around. And just possibly, maybe they just did actually need time to separate from you to see if the feelings were still there after you weren't in their life for a while. Yeah, it's a good way to check to see if you really do love someone. You know, that saying, if you really love it, let it go, let it be free. And if it comes back, then it really loves you too. Yeah, it's exactly that. They wanted time, they wanted space. Perhaps, I'm not saying that that's your situation, it's an example. So that's their truth. They told you the truth. They wanted time to see if the love was real. But your truth from your experiences have said, oh no, they just want to sleep around. They don't really love me. But the feeling of you loving them is still there. So somewhere in the middle of that is the real truth. Okay? Yes, they may have wanted time to be away to see if the love was real. And to really test that, maybe they decided they were going to go and sleep with someone else to see if they thought about you, felt about you, if they felt guilty and things like that. So it may have been a test for themselves and you. But in the middle is the truth. So this Knight of Swords is they're coming in with the truth. They're in their soul. They want to come in and tell you, act upon the truth they have. Yeah, that truth to begin with was, let's have some time apart to see if I really do love you. See if the love is real. Okay? They might not have said it like that. They might have said it somehow differently. And now that they do realize the love is real, they want to now come and tell you the truth, how they found out, what happened. Okay, they want to give you all their truth, and that's how it's the soul, but it's a lot of action in their soul, and it basically means their feelings, their emotions are all changing into an action-orientated thing. Justice, again, here is the other sword, the Two of Swords, again, from how they're thinking. Okay, the justice in this case is they feel justified to do this. They feel like the time has elapsed to see if they do actually really truly love you, if the connection is real. And now they want to bring the justice in. They want to now tell you the truth, let you see, like in a law court, you have someone who's prosecuting and someone who's being prosecuted. For example, they both tell their sides of the story. They both tell their truths to the judge, to the jury, and then the judge and the jury decide who is guilty and who is innocent and how it should be panned out and how it should be worked out from there. Okay, that's what they're feeling. It's now time to get the justice. It's now time to go in. It's now time to make things right again. What's crossing this Seven of Swords? Well, the Seven of Swords first tells me that this is a change of tactics in there. As I said, their feelings are all changing. I said that before getting that Seven of Swords out. Their feelings are all changing into it. It's now time to take action. But the Seven of Swords is also a card of misdirection. Maybe you're not going to get all their truth. Yeah, maybe they're going to come in and tell you that during the time of separation they realized they did love you, but they're not telling you that they had to spend time with someone else to find those feelings. Okay, perhaps if you pursue that matter, if you went down that avenue and asked them, they would be very sly, very cagey, very not wanting to tell you it. Yeah, things like, well, it doesn't matter, we weren't together, it doesn't matter, it's in the past, what matters is how I feel about you now, which is absolutely true. You can't change anything in the past. Okay, it's happened, it's gone. Okay, even though we live on a linear time scale where the past is behind us and the future is in front of us, and and or ahead or above or below, or however you want to look at it. But in reality, it's all happened all at once. Yeah, it's all happening all at once. It's like the past is there, it's happening. The present is there, it's happening. The future is there, it's happening. But you can't actually do anything about it in either case. If you are gifted enough to see that the past, present, and future happen all at the same time, you can't actually do anything to change the past. Just the same as you can't actually do anything to change the future. And the future is still going to come no matter what. Okay? All you can do is handle the situation in the present moment. So they might be sort of saying things like that. They might be a little bit defensive, a little bit cagey, a little bit like you don't really need to know about that part. Yeah, because what they might not be telling you was, yes, they did feel guilty. Yes, they did feel ashamed of themselves for sleeping with someone else while they truly and utterly loved you, but they really did fucking enjoy it as well. Oh, I learned a lot from that. They don't want to let you know the positives of what happened in that, but they're positive of what happened in that situation. Okay, but it might not just be that. It might be anything they're being coy about. It might not be sleeping with someone else. Maybe it was, maybe the reason they decided to separate from you is because they were concentrating on their life, their job, their work, and or their family, i.e. like parents, siblings, and things. And they just don't want you to know about that sort of shit. It's like, you're meant to be with me, you're not meant to be with them. Why do you really need to know about them? Okay, and then there's a little bit of, and well, there you go, look, and the 9 of Wands, a defensiveness. There's a little bit of defensiveness. Then they're going to be excluding certain informations because they don't want you to know. They're going to be defensive about it because they're the things that they learn, okay, over time. Is this, and the last one is 3 of Wands, but all that allowed them to get ready. You could look at it another way. Yeah, I'm now ready to pursue what I have with you, or what I want with you, because the time is now right. And over the time I've been apart from you, I have learned a lot of things, some of which I am very defensive about and not wanting to tell you. So I'm going to gloss over them, lie to you, exclude it from the conversation. So let's have a look at this Ace of Pentacles, the actions they are likely to take, starting a new foundation, a solid foundation, a practical foundation, if you will, because that's what the Pentacles represent, practicality. Okay, so let's have, there we go, there's both cards. Okay, so we got the 9 of Swords and the Queen of, well, neither of them actually want to move from there. They're both going to stay sideways. Okay, so we got the negative and the positive from here. They're planning on using their love. They're planning on using their emotional manipulation, yeah, to try to start this off. But there is also a lot of love there, okay? And they do really love you because it's the upright. They want to talk to you from a loving standpoint. They want to communicate to you from a loving standpoint. It is communication. But on the other side, they're also going to use that love you might have for them to manipulate things into their advantage and the like. And that would be the Queen of Cups in reverse. Now we've got the 9 of Swords in the upright. Now the 9 of Swords is an indication of an end. Something hasn't quite ended in their life yet. Okay? The family ties are still there. They're still feeling drawn to it, as well as being drawn to you. The experiences of being with someone else is possibly still experiencing being with someone else is still there, because it's not quite the 10. It hasn't quite finished, but it's got to the point where it's not really worth keeping going for much longer. And then you have the anxiety of the 9 of Swords. Now the 9 of Swords is, again, they're going to be using like the same sort of things as the Queen of Swords here, but this is more of an sort of like an action type energy now, because it's swords. They're going to use they're anxious about coming towards you. They're anxious about starting something with you. They're still a little bit unsure if you are the one, okay, because there's anxiety there. And the anxiety is on the negative as well as the positive. It could make it work. It could make them back out at the last minute. Okay, and that's what it's indicated as on its side there. Both the positives of anxiety and the negatives of anxiety is making them want to start something. Okay, so the negatives of anxiety is they don't want to be alone. You know, they know the relationship they're in is now crumbling to an end, and they're thinking, well, that's good because that gives me the opportunity to come to the tarot team. But will the tarot team still want me? And I don't want to be alone. It's the good and the bad of the anxiety. The anxiety is driving them towards you, but the anxiety is also the thing that's holding them back. The Four of Wands here, Four of Swords here. They're committing. They want to commit to something. I called it the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands. But the Four of Swords is basically they want to heal the situation between you and them. Now, even if that just ends up being as a friendship, they realize that they need you in their life. They want you in their life one way or another. Let's start. I'm healed. I know that I want you. Whatever it was, what drove the wedge between you two, causing them to think about having to make this reconciliation choice here, is because they've healed. Yeah, this is like two lots of Two of Swords. One lot being they've reconciled with themselves already. To heal it properly, they have to reconcile with you now. Right, let's have a look at this Five of, and there you go. It can't give me the Two of Swords again, but it has given me the Two of Wands. They got to make the choice. Okay, and a passionate beginning there as well. For happiness, joy, warmth, sunshine. Yeah, the Seven of Cups, the choices. Now, we have the moon under there. That's what's causing the anxiety, the unknown. What choices have I got in front of me? What choices can I take? What choices will the tarot team take? Yeah. Hopefully, the obvious: warmth, security, joy, happiness. Yeah. Sitting down with them in a garden, just enjoying each other's company. I'm feeling passionate about this. I feel this is passionately going to work. I have to make the choice. And as I've already said, it can't give me the Two of Swords again. So it has given me a Two of Wands instead. That is literally a Two of Swords again. I have to reconcile it to heal the situation fully. One half of that Four of Swords is already healed. They've reconciled with themselves. Okay, so what is blocking this? The Five of Swords. Well, we had the Four of Swords crossing there. If you add one, the Ace of Swords, the truth of the situation, that's what is blocking this. This is what's causing the anxiety. This is, well, will they still want me? Energy. Okay? And the fault that you don't still want them. The fault that you've moved on. So basically, we got the Five of Wands coming out with that. And the Four of Cups in reverse. So the Four of Cups in reverse can be boredom and letting boredom dictate to them. And they're bored in the situation. They're bored with life. They're bored with actually thinking about you. Okay, is kind of like what our Four of Cups is saying there. The Four of Cups in reverse is also not actually realizing that they're just bored of thinking about you. Acting with you might be totally different. Being with you in the 3D could be totally different. They're bored of the situation in the 5D, perhaps. Okay. Or perhaps if you're pursuing them, yeah, if you're being slightly masculine here and actually taking the action and moving towards them, they're bored with your intentions. They're bored with your efforts. Okay, bored is probably the wrong word. Yeah, it's not interest in them. It's maybe a better word. With the Five of Wands coming out there, there is actually some interest going on. I'm saying that they're not interested in your efforts. They're not interested in you, but they are, because there's the conflict. The Five of Swords is talking about literally sabotaging themselves. It's a self-sabotagement energy. It's a sticking one of those swords in their foot so they can't move anywhere. Okay? It's like continuously taking the wrong road. You know, all you have to do is walk down that road, and at the end of that road is the supermarket to get your food, but you keep thinking, oh, I'll go up this road. I've never been up this road before. Let's have a look up here. What's up here? Okay. And so that's what that is. And what's crossing this is the lovers, your connection, their connection together. Yeah, coming together. The fault of coming together is what's actually, they're sabotaging their own chances of coming together with you through various different means. Okay, and I haven't actually had the devil out here yet, but I talked about like being addicted to drugs, feeling that pain and getting used to it after a while. They're still chasing the high of being with someone new. Okay, all the excitement, all the fluttery feelings in their soul. Well, they've had it with you before, and then they've had it with other people, and they're still chasing that high, and that's what's sabotaging this. But they are healing from it. Finally, a 10 coming out, the 10 of Wands. Okay, the 10 of Wands is probably the worst 10 to come out in this situation, though, because that is an ending, but it still hasn't ended yet. Okay, it's the dam about to break. It hasn't quite broken. We've got the High Priestess coming out here, which is the secrets. It is possibly what's sabotaging them is they've been holding secrets back. Okay, and they don't want these secrets to come out. They're damming up behind them. And the last card there is the 9 of Cups. The reason I said 8 is because the 8 of Cups is underneath. And do you know, yeah, on average, I do roughly about 1 reading per day. That's like 365. Is it 65? I don't know. I've suddenly forgotten how many days there are in a year. But that's 300 odd readings a year I do. I've been doing this on YouTube now for about 4 years. Let's just say 4 years. Yeah. Or 3 years. That's 900 readings I've done with these cards. Now that is just a 900 to 1 shot there in itself, for these to end up back in the same order as they were when I first opened this deck. The fact that they get shuffled numerous times in between each reading just makes it even more so, doesn't it? But anyway, that is the default energy we see, because I've taken this card off the top of it. There is movement. There is movement within their what's holding this up. So their hold-ups are moving. Their self-sabotaging tendencies are moving somewhere. The confliction between what they want and what they have is moving somewhere. The boredom is moving somewhere. Okay, and it is actually moving towards the 9 of Cups, which is where it's meant to be moving to. Their emotional fulfillment, their happiness, their joy. The 9 of Cups can also be seen as the minor arcana of the star. The hopes, the dreams, the wishes, or sometimes, just sometimes, you, the limelight. Okay? The High Priestess is, though, I still have secrets, but these secrets are bound to come out one time. But when they do come out, they will heal the situation between me and the twin flame. And they're sabotaging it by not letting those secrets out, by damming up their emotions. I thought that was the end of the read. We haven't even done the potential outcome for you, have we? Okay, the potential outcome for you is the King of Cups. You have a choice in love to make. Okay, this bodes well. This indicates that your divine feminine twin flames do actually come towards you. Oh my God, I think that might be. I said I haven't got a devil on the table. I have now. Okay, so we got the 8 of Wands and the Devil. Okay, so the 8 of Wands and the Devil. Well, as I said, the Devil is about like addictions, being linked to things you don't want to be linked to, trying to break away from things. Yeah, like I said, they're trying to capture that first high again. They might have gone through. I know you might not want to hear this. They might have gone through 100 different people since they left you, trying to capture that first high they felt with you. Yeah, trying to see if your specific brand of intoxication is unique to you, or is it a more generalized And they're finding out it's unique to you. But now you're finding out it's also unique to them, for you. It's like a personalized high. Okay. We got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is communication, it's movement, it's sudden though, it's out of nowhere, it's unexpected. Okay, with the Eight of Wands. And the devil in this particular case is the things that bind, the things that hold you back. They've held you back. You're going to have to make a choice of love all of a sudden, out of nowhere, about this person. Yeah. It's like, oh, as you may or may not know from some of my readings in the past, I'm a little bit of a prepper. I get ready for the unexpected. You would think I would have known to put time on one side for all these tarot reads I had to do while I was really busy at work being a prepper. But I don't prep for things like that. I prep for things like power cuts what last longer than a day. I prep for civil unrest. I prep for things like that. I'll get myself ready for things like that. Now, when it actually happens, when the lights go out forever, when the electricity finally stops for whatever reason, will I be actually able to implement everything I've learned, use the stuff I've put on one side for those specific events? And that's what this is. You're being thrust into the situation of your twin flame finally coming back into your life, finally telling you how they feel, finally explaining everything to you, all the things you've thought about, why, where, when, how. Yeah. And then, am I actually ready for this? I've been trying to break away from this energy. I've been trying to get on with my life all this time, and now it's here and I can get on with my life down one specific road. Can I do it? Am I ready? Am I capable? Am I prepared for this? With that Devil card coming out. The King of Swords crossing this. You may need advice. You may need to use someone else's experience. It's the card of the professionalism. Okay, the professionalism, the professional. It's on about the King of Swords is taking action, but you can't physically take the action yourself. You need someone else to do it. It's like getting a professional in to tile your roof. Unless you're a roof tiler or a roofer, it's a little bit beyond you. You need someone to strip your engine down in your car. Now, unless you're a mechanic, it's a little bit beyond you. You need someone to represent you in a court of law. Bearing in mind, we do have justice down there. Yeah. You need a lawyer. You need someone to represent you. Now, this is professionalism as well. Maybe you're just going to be very professional about it. Maybe you're going to try to be like a proper mature adult. Emphasis on try there. But the King of Swords is indicating that what's driving this to you at the moment is the fact that the truth is coming out and you might need some sort of professional help with that truth, one way or another. Don't ask me how that pans out into this read, but it does. You're going to need some form of professional help. Maybe you've got yourself married in the meantime. Yeah? You need a divorce lawyer. Maybe you want you're a little bit unsure about this person. Maybe you think they're coming to you because they're in dire straits, or you just recently won the lottery. It's wonderful timing. Everything's coming together in your life, but you're just a little bit paranoid. And it's like, well, have they just come back to me because I've now got millions? You might want someone to write you up a prenuptial or something like that, which is driving the whole choice of the situation. Okay, so that is your read if you are a divine feminine and they are a divine feminine. Hopefully it resonates with you. If it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. Why don't you hit that thumbs up button and let me know. While you're there pressing random buttons on your phone screen or tablet or however you do it on a telly, if you can do it on a telly, I don't know. Why don't you have a look for the hype button? Hit that one as well. I should have a hype button. I am in the realms of a small channel as far as YouTube deem small channels. So there should be a hype button for you to hit as well. That will, both those actions will help my channel out no end. So will writing a comment of any description. I always like reading your comments, and I try to get back to them as quick as I possibly and humanly can. More on a personal level, you can also send me out a super thanks if you want. That donates a little bit of money to my channel, which helps me in turn buy new tarot cards and new recording equipment, etc, etc. If you didn't like this video, that's absolutely fine. Give it a thumbs down. I don't mind. That's what it's there for. Can you at least let me know in the comments what it was you didn't like about it, so I possibly can put things right in the future. Talking about the future, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be adding your own energies to the tarot team pot, and reads like this will resonate with you on a more personal level in future. Until the next time you're watching one of my videos, you'll be safe out there.